You know, since HBO Max is coming out, I was wondering, what if they made an intro for HBO Max where it was paying tribute to that amazing HBO spaceship intro from the 1980s, you know, the one where it was up in space and it had that amazing fanfare. I mean, I don't know. I think that could be a really interesting idea. But anyway, what are we doing? Let's actually talk about the service itself. Hey everyone, Blood Moon Bobby here. So yes, we are talking about HBO Max today. You know, HBO Max, Warner's competitor to Disney Plus and NBC Universal's Peacock streaming services, among others that of course we could name, you know, Apple TV Plus, the list goes on. So we finally have a firm release date for HBO Max, at least for the US. HBO Max is scheduled to come out on May 27th in the States. Variety has said there will be about 10,000 hours of content out of the gate, and it'll be priced at $14.99 a month. That's right, around $15 a month, which I'll get into more in a second. In terms of what content there's going to be that's going to be on HBO Max at launch and beyond, there's honestly quite a bit. Some details are still murky, especially in terms of what exactly is coming out at launch. But there's a lot to say. I'm going to be looking down at my iPad quite a bit on this video, so excuse me. It's just that there's quite a bit to talk about. In terms of Max originals at launch, we can expect the scripted comedy Love Life with the first season starring Anna Kendrick. There's going to be the documentary On the Record about allegations against the hip-hop mogul Russell Simmons. There's Legendary, a underground ballroom dance competition series. Craftopia, hosted by YouTube star Lord DIY. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. There's all new Looney Tunes cartoons and Sesame Workshop's The Not Too Late Show with Elmo. And the website CNET has a whole list of HBO Max content, both content that's both coming at launch and further down the line. So I suggest taking a look at CNET's article because I think that's one of the more because I think they are a reliable source, and of course release date is subject to change, but they have a really extensive list in terms of content that's coming to HBO Max both at launch and beyond. And they said more content that's coming to launch will include the Friends TV show series, the Big Bang Theory, seasons 1 to 11 of Doctor Who, as well as many Studio Ghibli movies, which I talked about in a previous video. And HBO Max, if you go to their Twitter account, they said movies such as the following will be available in May, including Detective Pikachu, The Wizard of Oz, and Suicide Squad. Now, to be clear, they said that these movies are coming in May, so I'm not really sure if they mean it'll be at launch. Maybe it could mean later on. I mean, the service launches on May 27th, so there will only be a few days left in May. But just to keep in mind, the tweets did not specifically say launch, so it might be the coming days, maybe launch. I think it'll be a case of we'll have to see if those movies will be available on HBO Max from the first day. But for those three titles, we'll just have to wait and see. And content we can expect at some point to come to HBO Max includes South Park coming in June 2020, the movies Joker and Wonder Woman. J.J. Abrams is producing at least 3 series for HBO Max, including a show in the Justice League Dark universe. As we talked about previously, we can also expect content from many of Warner's many divisions, including Warner Brothers, HBO, CNN, TCM, which is Turner Classic Movies, TBS, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. I'm sure the latter of two interests much of my audience. HBO themselves have released this tweet listing their own content coming in 2020 to their new streaming service. So again, if you want to see a more extensive list of what's to come, you can go check it out in the CNET article. I'm not going to read every single thing here in this video because then I think I would turn into an encyclopedia. So if you want to see even more, I highly suggest checking out their article below in the description. So regardless of what happens, I will be checking out HBO Max at launch. So on May 27th, I'm going to sign up. I am really curious to see what their full slate of content will be on the first day beyond what we've heard on social media. and on CNET's website. I'm very curious to hear what they've really got. I am open to doing a video where I show how to set up an HBO Max account, just like the one I did when I set up my Disney Plus account. I'll personally go over how to set up an account and then go through payment and show you what I found on their on the HBO Max site on the first day. So I am personally really open to doing it. If you would like to see it yourself, please let me know down below in the comments. I will say, as I pointed out in previous videos, the price for HBO Max is kind of high to me. I mean, $14.99 a month, basically $15 a month. I believe that's right in between the two more expensive tiers, the two most expensive tiers on Netflix. So it does kind of make me scratch my head. I was thinking maybe HBO and Warner was going to have a price that would compete more with something like Apple TV Plus or Disney Plus, but it looks like they're going with that $14.99 a month price, which is, I know it is the same price for HBO Now, but I was thinking maybe they would cut it down a bit to be a bit more enticing. Now, there are ways to get HBO Max for free or at a more reduced cost. Variety has said that HBO Now subscribers billed through HBO itself can get access to the new streaming service at no extra cost. Variety also said that HBO subscribers through one of AT&T's services and Charter Communications will be upgraded to HBO Max. And CNET said that there will be an ad-supported version of HBO Max coming sometime in the service's first year, but it doesn't sound like it's coming at launch. So that's something I would like to see down the line. I hope they at least consider doing a free trial version, sort of like what Disney Plus did at launch, just to entice more people and to give more people a chance at the service. Because I do personally think that HBO Max has a lot of potential, especially with Warner's extensive content. I know there's a lot of people who like Warner Brothers movies and Cartoon Network shows and Adult Swim shows and so on across all their other divisions. I just think that there could have been ways for HBO and Warner to make the service more affordable and thus more enticing and get more people interested in their service. So I'm very curious to see how the service does at launch and beyond. And something that I would like to see HBO Max do prior to launch is put an even more extensive list of content either on their website or social media. Because even though they listed original content that's coming out on launch day, it's still not exactly clear to me what, especially like movies that Warner and their divisions have already made from their past are coming to HBO Max beyond what we've heard on CNET's website. And even down to the tweets. I know that HBO Max did put out some tweets saying things like, oh, we can expect Detective Pikachu, The Wizard of Oz, and Suicide Squad in May, but it wasn't really clear to me if it's going to be there on launch day per se, or if it will be coming in the last days of May, because the service itself is launching on May 27th, so there will only be a few days left in the month of May. So I would like to see a more specific list from HBO, whether it's something they do on their website where they list even more of the content that's coming on the first day, or if they pull, again, not to constantly compare it to Disney Plus, but I consider Disney Plus a competitor to HBO Max. If they did a thing where they released like a Twitter thread full of much of the content that's coming on the first day. It doesn't seem like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not able to release every single one of Warner Brothers movies and shows on the first day itself. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that way, because I'm sure there's things like licensing with other VOD and streaming services that Warner and HBO have to work out, which makes me even more curious and makes me more interested in seeing maybe like an even more extensive list of what we can see at on launch day for HBO Max. So I would personally like to see that. And another thing that I'm kind of wondering is could it have been possible for Warner and HBO to wait for more content prior to launching HBO Max? Like I think it would be even more enticing if they launched with Close Enough, like if they waited for J.G. Kinsell's new Close Enough series to be finished. I know that one of the projects that got delayed was the Friends reunion that was delayed due to the coronavirus, although in that particular case, in HBO and Warner's defense, I think what they were thinking is, looks like we're not going to be able to have that Friends reunion come to HBO Max at launch, but if we wait, it could be potentially months down the line. So what I think Warner and HBO is doing by launching on May 27th is they want to like start competing with Disney, especially since Disney Plus has been really successful. Well, and also, I think they want to take advantage of especially of how everybody is staying home. I think they're looking at it as a great opportunity for them to launch HBO Max. So, all in all, I am curious in checking out the service. I do like much of Warner's content. I really like some of their movies, like Crazy Rich Asians and Blade Runner, and their TV shows across their many divisions. Like, I'm a big regular show fan, and hence why I'm really excited for Close Enough, and I also really like the Eric Andre show. Even those specific titles I mentioned, I'm still not really sure if they're coming to HBO Max at launch day, and I hope to see them at least somewhere down the line. It's kind of like what I said in my Disney Plus videos, where I was like, hey, if we don't see it at launch, I hope we do see it somewhere down the line. So I am personally willing to give it a chance, because I am curious to see what is their content slate going to be like on the first day. Something that just occurred to me, another piece of content that I would personally like to see on HBO Max is the new Scooby-Doo movie, Scoob. I recently heard that it just got moved from theaters to having a digital rental release. So I'm wondering, will we see it on HBO Max? I heard it's not going to be there at launch, which kind of makes me scratch my head. I think the reason is because Warner wants to make that digital rental movie, but I think it would have been a really enticing title to put at launch day, but guess we'll be seeing it down the line. So I will be checking out the service on the first day. Let me know down below in the comments if you would like to see a video where I go through setup and show you what I found on the first day. And I want to actually end this video, end off with another question. I want to ask you, do you think May 27th is a good time for Warner to launch HBO Max, or do you think they should have waited? Let me know all those thoughts down below. Until next time, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thank you all for watching. Hi everyone, thanks for watching this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos, and ring the bell to be notified about my latest uploads. Don't forget to follow me on social media for my latest opinions and video updates. I hope to see you next time.